Okay, for this problem, the directions on the paper would probably say on the test something like graph this equation by plotting points. And I usually don't tell you what x values to sub in. You just get to pick whatever x values you want. I a lot of times will do 0, 1, and 2. But they've given you x values that they want you to sub in. So all you're going to do is for each number they give you, that's a 4, sorry, plug it into the equation. So like take your x is -2 and plug it into your equation for x. So you'll have -3/2, plug x in, so times it by 2, and then add 1. So let's see, multiplying fractions, it's no problem. First you do the top, then you do the bottom, so I'm going to get -6 over 2, which is -3. So -3/2 times -2, oops, sorry, -2 is a +3. And then I add 1, so I get 4. So the y value that I get out when I put -2 in for x is 4. So that's 1 point on my line. So then I go over here and I find x is -2, y is 4, and find their intersection point. So there's 1 point on my line. Well, I like 0 better. 0 is easier to plug in. -3/2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. So 0, x is 0, y is 1. That's another point right there. And then they wanted you to put 4 in for x. So, boy, the trickiest part of this one for me is all the fraction arithmetic. But I'm going to do -3/2 times 4, so multiply your tops, multiply your bottoms. That's -12 over 2, which is -6. And then plus 1, that gives me -5. So 4, -5. So x is 4, y is -5, right there. So then my line, now I can just connect these points. Oops, my line didn't get very straight, but you get the idea. And you should get the same line as if you were to graph this like normal. You know, like this is the B number, start at 1, and then there's your slope, down 3, right 2. Down 3, right 2. Down 3, right 2. Up 3, left 2. Up 3, left 2. You get the same line. This will be called graphing by plotting points. That means make a little chart, sub your numbers in for x, get the y value, and then plot your points. Find the equation of the line that connects these points. Now, I do this differently than the book. So if you want to look in the book under point slope form, you can see how the book does it. I do it graphically. So first thing I do is graph the 2 points. 5, -4, it's right here. And -3, 1 is right here. So I want the line that connects those two. So first thing I try to do is, no, I'm not a very good straight line drawer on this thing, but you get the idea. Okay, now I am going to use the form y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to start by finding the m number, or the slope. I know that the slope is the rise over the run. So I just look between my 2 dots and I look, okay, they went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So down 5, that's a -5 for the rise, and right 8, that's an 8. So that tells me my slope is -5/8. So I'm half done. Now, I think kind of the question you were asking me, I can do it by looking, but how do I know it's exact? That B number, you can try to guess. Now, I think my line's not straight. It looks like it might be around -1, maybe a little less or a little more, depending if my line was straight or not. But how do you find that number exactly? I use some algebra. Here's what I do. When I end this problem, I'll end up with y equals -5/8x plus something. But just for a minute, to help me find that b, I'm going to take one of the points I know and sub it in for x and y, and that'll allow me to solve for b. I'll show you what I mean. Let's just do this one. You could do either point. I know that this is an x and y coordinate that are on this line. It makes that equation true. So if I sub in -4 for y, just for a minute, I'm not going to leave it there for my final equation, but just for a minute, I'm going to sub this in. Now this one turns out to be a fraction, so the arithmetic is really icky. A lot of times the arithmetic turns out a lot nicer with this. So I just multiplied -5/8 times 5. Now I'm just going to solve for b. Add 25/8 to both sides. So now I have to do this nasty arithmetic here. Let's see. I've got -4. I think I'll change this to a mixed number. 25/8. Let's see. 8 goes in there 3 times with 1 left over. So that's plus 3 1/8. Yeah. So let's see. I think money, if I'm $4 in the hole and I win back 3 1/8, I'm still 7/8 in the hole. So -7/8 is my B number. Again, a lot of them come out a lot nicer than that without some of that nasty fraction arithmetic. There's how to get the exact answer. Again, on the test, I'd give you quite a few points if you came up with the -5/8 for the slope and then just guessed on the B number. I'd give you probably most of the points. But that's how you get that exact equation. Hope that helped. Hope that answered all your questions. I'll be up for a while grading tests, so if you want to give me another email, I can answer more questions if you have. Bye-bye.